Hello guys, it's Alus FX. Yeah, let us analyze NAS 100 guys. We'll be analyzing NAS 100 combined with the US30. Okay, so starting from a weekly time frame, guys, as you all know that we are trying to figure out the direction of the market on a higher time frame. That is what we do on a higher time frame. So by looking at this structure, we can already see which the market has been forming the lows, the highs, the lows, and then currently it formed the high somewhere there. So we can one can agree to say this was an impulsive, and then this was the correction, impulsive again. So recently we'll be having something like a correction, and then the market will be pushing all the way up. So this is what we're going to do. So since all we know that this was an impulsive move, and then this was the correction move, and then this was an impulsive move. So which means we're just going to concentrate on the impulsive move to look for those continuation patterns. That is how simple it is. Or we should be looking for what? We're looking for flex. The moment you can be able to see that okay, the market is in an impulsive, then you're just looking for continuation patterns of that impulsive move, because the impulsive move, it's what you want to catch in each and every market. Because if you have got an impulsive and then you have this correction, and then you can already see that the market is in this impulsive move, all we're looking for, we are just looking for those smaller yana continuation patterns to catch the impulsive. So those continuation patterns is what you're looking for on the impulsive phase of the market. You're just looking for this push to the upside. Or yeah, okay, we can also say we are just looking for those flex, bullish flex that will be pushing toward the direction. So in these cases, we all can see what we are already have created this low right here. So this is our lowest point that we're going to start by marking it. We're going to start by marking this lowest point, and then from there we're going to be marking all these higher highs and the higher lows, because this is an uptrend. So this was the higher high, this was a higher low. So the moment the market, if let's say we manage to see this thing in time, this impulsive move in time, so what we are going to do, we're just going to draw a trend line to say okay, this is the correction phase of the market. When the market breaks and close above this trend line, above trend line, therefore the market will be shooting to the upside. As you can see, that it's what it's exactly happened. So this was an impulsive correction. The market broke above and then it pushed all the way. So because this was the last high, so because this was the last high right here, then the market, this was the last low. So the moment the market breaks above these correction phase, being in this impulsive phase, so what you're just going to do, you're just going to look for those continuation patterns, higher high. So this was the continuation pattern. If you go to a lower time frame, catch this impulsive, this was a continuation pattern, catch this impulsive. So this is another continuation pattern after the market created this high, higher low, higher high, higher low. So which means we also have again the higher high right here, have another higher low right here. So after the market created this low right here, what was the highest point it created? It created this point right here. So we have the higher high, higher low, the higher high. Therefore, we will be expecting to see the market coming to create a certain higher low before it starts to push all the way up again. But now you must always remember that I've always said this thing, guys, that in a watch, the watch will never get 2 minutes before it finish it with seconds. So before the market can actually come to this point right here, before the market can actually come create this higher low right here and starting to push up again, it needs to complete what it is going on right here. So this thing, this impulsive move which is right here, it will never make a U-turn until the certain things has been achieved first. Remember, this is an impulsive move. So this is an impulsive move. And remember, when the market is in an impulsive move, it will be creating the higher high, higher low, the higher highs, higher lows, the higher highs, higher lows, the higher highs. So if we take this thing for an instant, we take this thing, we paste it here on this impulsive move. Therefore, which means the market needs first to finish forming this structure before it could actually come complete this structure right here, this structure which you can see right here, this which was forming the higher high, higher low, higher high, before the market can actually come make this retest of this higher low and go up, it first has to complete the structure of this one. This impulsive move going to the upside needs to be completed. How does that gets complicated? When the market is still forming the higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher high, higher lows, which means it is still pushing to the upside. It will continuously push to the upside up to infinity, because the market, for it to show that now the market is going towards the downside, it needs to first either break below this previous point, higher point, which we call it the change of character. So the moment the market breaks below that point, that's when now we know for sure that okay, the market, this impulsive move which was here, has come to an end, which means it will no longer be pushing above this point right here. So which means that is will be the highest point created. So which means that will be the highest point created. So now what we're looking for, we'll be looking for the market going, doing the lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs. But now again, you mustn't forget that those lower lows, lower highs that will be pushing, they're not going to be pushing all the way to the downside. Remember, we still have the structure which is from higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. So if this structure, the one that I've just drawn here, is coming to an end right here, is coming to an end right here, therefore, which means it will gonna be going down to form the correction phase or the continuation pattern at this point right here. So which means it will only be coming to retest this previous high right here, which means it will be coming to retest this previous high. But the structure in overall, it is still bullish, so which means we'll be still pushing to the upside. Hope that makes sense, guys, because it's very, very, very important that when we go to the lower time frame and we start to see some sort of pushing, market breaking below this point right here, causing the change of character. That is what we call change of character, causing the change of character. Therefore, you should just know that the market is coming to this point right here. But if the market has not yet caused any change of character, maybe the market is still at this point right here, therefore, there is still a highly possibility to say the market can still push up, because this is still the characteristics of the what, of the uptrend. As long as the market did not break below the previous low, it will not go down. It will be still pushing to the upside. So now when we are going towards the lower time frame, we'll be actually looking for that what is happening. Is the market still respecting the characteristics of the what, of the impulsive move pushing to the upside, or it has been the change of character has happened, that the market will now be coming to this point right here, will be now coming, giving us this big continuation pattern before the market starts to shoot all the way up again. So that is what we're going to be looking for now when we are going to the lower time frame. So we'll go to a daily time frame. So going to a daily time frame, you will start to see exactly what I was talking about. So what is it that I was talking about is this point right here. So remember, we said there is a possibility the market will be coming to retest this higher low right here. But now the market has to first respect this structure going to the upside. As you can see, the market has been forming higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, and then higher high. Therefore, which means as long as the market has not yet broken below this point right here, as long as the market has not yet broken below this point right here, therefore, which means the market, we won't be saying the market it is going down, because the only time the market will be going down, it's when if it's going to break below this point, therefore it can do whatever it wants to do. But now we know that now it's going to be coming to retest this low before it starts to shoot all the way up again. But for now, at this point in time, we can't say the market it is gonna come to this low, but we can't be so sure that the market is gonna come back to this point to retest this previous high. Because why? Because it has not yet broken below this previous low. Okay, so we will be going to the lower time frame to see if there is any possibility that the market can actually go to the lower time frame and break that point. So if nothing like that is happening, therefore, which means just like in this case, we can see that the market is exactly at that particular point. So now we can just say we will have to wait to see the market can possibly break that low point and go to the upside. But now what you have to know is that this part, until this part from here to there, it is still the correction phase, or it is still the continuation pattern until it breaks below this point. If it breaks below this point, then it is no longer going to be coming the the continuation pattern. It might possibly become the impulsive, and the market's going to give you a correction towards that point that we were talking about, towards this retest point. But for now, let's just take this as a continuation pattern with the possibility of doing something like this. With the possibility of doing something like this. Let's draw maybe a trend line right here with the possibility of giving us the push to the upside. Maybe it can give some sort of like a double bottom right here, and then the moment when it goes up and break above this certain level right here, that is when we're gonna be buying, and then it will be going all the way to the 90% rule. So the 90% rule of this market will be somewhere here. So that is what we're going to be having on NAS100, guys. There's no much for us to be even going to the lower time frame. So this is what can possibly happen on Nasdaq if it does not break this level of resistance. Because breaking this level of resistance, it will be confirming that the market is now going to the downside to retest this level right here. But now nothing has confirmed, so we still stick to the uptrend because the structure is still saying we are going up. Nasdaq, that is what we've got. We are out. Okay, guys, now we will be doing US30. So this is the US30 thinning structure. So this structure, it's looking like, as we all can see, that this is a simple clear direction, uptrend direction. As you can see, it's creating higher highs and higher lows, higher highs and higher lows. As you can see, it is just creating the higher highs and the higher lows. So it is just simple and straightforward. So to make our life a bit simple, we can just start from this lowest point, right here, this low right here. So if we start from this low right here, we can just make it this way. We can start from this low. So by marking this low, we can also assume to say this was the lowest point right here, and then if we do that low, then we're gonna say this one is our high, then this one is gonna our low, and then this is our high. So which means we have to know that this was an impulsive move, and then this was the correction move, and then this was an impulsive move, or this was an impulsive, this was a continuation impulsive. So we are still waiting for a certain continuation to go up. So by just looking at this thing from the higher time frame, we can just say that we can all agree to say, because the market has broken above this highest point right here and created this higher high, so we are expecting to see the market coming all the way to the downside to retest this lowest point right here, and then still continue to go up, because we remember, we do not trade against the trend. We always try by all means to follow the trend. So we're just looking for continuation patterns so that we can stick to the direction of the market. So we just spoke about that the market, before it comes to retest the previous low, it needs to respect the current structure that is in it. So as you can see, Uguti, the current structure that is we were expecting it to be respected is this one. So we are expecting to see this high, this higher low, this higher high, this higher low. So it can even break right here, maybe make a 10 somewhere right here and go up. But this is the zone that we are actually looking for, because obviously we're going to have to look at the zone which is the closest to where the market is before we can actually even think of going to the downside. So this is the closest zone that we've got so far. So we are expecting to see what we are expecting to see the market retesting this low and still go to the upside. But we are not saying it's going to turn right here. It can also come to the downside. But the fact remains that the market needs to 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 come needs to create the higher low, because this was the higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. The market, it even can come for this trend line, but the market still needs to be going up. Obviously, first check profit is going to be by the what? By the 90% rule after it has rebounced from wherever it will be coming from. So going to 4 hour time frame, remember I said Every time when the market is going up, it needs to respect that current particular structure before anything else. So like this is the highest point that we want to see the market retesting. So going up, you can see with the market after it created this low, it came and created this sort of like a high, created this low, created this high right here, created this low, created this high, created this low, and the market pushed up. As you can see, can you mark this point right here? Not really. I don't want to mark this point right here. So let's just say the market created and then created this high right here. So which means we're expecting to see the market turning somewhere right here. Maybe at this point right here. Maybe at this point right there, we are expecting to see the market turning from this point, rejecting this point, and pushing maybe to that 90% rule. So which means the only thing that we are looking for right now is the entry point. How can we possibly enter this trade? How can we possibly enter this trade? So this trade, as you can see with it, this was the move to the upside. It has been creating these higher highs, higher lows, higher high, higher lows, higher high, higher lows, higher high. So this is exactly what I was talking about when I said the market needs to first do the change of character, like what was happening on Nasdaq. Remember here, see, after the market created this low, it started doing things like higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. So we're expecting to see the market creating the higher high, higher low, because we are looking for continuation patterns, because this is an impulsive move after it has created this correction. So we are going up. So we're just looking for those continuation patterns going up, continuation patterns going up. But the market decided to do what? It decided to break below this point, which is what? Which it was the change of character. So it really did give us this change of character. But does that mean the market is going to be going all the way to the downside? No, it doesn't mean that we're going to be going to the downside. It only means that we will be creating the what? The higher low of this structure. Higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. And then we're still going to be pushing all the way to the upside. So what I can say about US30 is that we are expecting to see the market retesting this previous high right here. So that's the only thing which I can say about USDT. We are expecting to see the market retesting this high right here. So yeah, guys, there is nothing much to actually do on this USDT. It is more like the what is happening on the NAS100. So we are expecting to see these giving us that beautiful structure. So how are we going to enter this, because it has been forming the lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, and then now it has created the lower low. So we're just going to wait for the market maybe to give a slightly maybe push to that zone, our zone of interest, and then if and then it gives you some sort of like a double bottom, and then once it comes to break below, above, I mean above that certain low after making the double bottom, then that's where we're going to be starting to look for those buying opportunities going toward the upside, like this, something like that, aiming for this 90% rule on, or taking profit on the previous high. So something like this we will be expecting to see on the USDT, guys. There is really nothing much to say about this pair, but yeah, we are out. There is always effects.